I wanted to come into Bottega because I had self-taught myself Python, and I felt like I had gotten to kind of like a wall. I was developing process automation tools to help with my father's business, and I didn't know enough about front-end development, so I couldn't really create deployable services or apps or anything like that at all. I could just write back-end script code. I got to a point that I knew that I didn't know what I didn't know, and I knew that I could get that somewhere from an actual organized curriculum. Just with all my research and stuff and looking at trends, I felt like that was kind of the way that the industry was going, and I looked into Bottega and kind of like the curriculum made by Jordan and all the different things that made me really feel like it was bleeding edge, and I felt like that would fill in those gaps that I was definitely missing. By the end of each week, I really felt like I had a new skill that I could use, or a new understanding of some concept that I had maybe previously known. And all of a sudden, I just felt like way more empowered to go and use that tool to do something with it, and that was really cool. They were really good about letting me know exactly what to expect before I even started. It was really good. And I talked to a representative who was super helpful and just told me everything I wanted to know, and kind of just told me exactly what to expect. So it was really comfortable. Yeah, so there's more teaching and learning that we receive than just what is on the main curriculum. The instructors themselves would give us all kinds of demonstrations and projects that weren't a normal part of the curriculum, that would push us and show us a lot of the concepts that we were using. So I found those extremely useful. They basically allow us to work with each other. We didn't always do that. Sometimes we felt more confident on our own or trying to figure things out. The option to get together and paired program or just be pushing things together, that was always there, and we just always were interacting with our peer students. We spent a lot of time working on Git workflow, just trying to interact with each other as we wrote code and we pushed code. Yeah, the other students were really cool to meet and to get to know, and the school environment was really good. The classroom environment was good, and I feel like all the students were definitely comfortable with that. So, yeah, my cohort was awesome. I feel like Bottega did a really good job of giving us those learning skills, that ability to learn, to go and find the docs, to find ways to teach ourselves, to learn those new technologies and where to go, and how to implement those things into the different code and the different architectures that we use and the different frameworks. Yeah, it was a really good experience. The capstone definitely pushed me and helped me to really solidify the knowledge that I had learned throughout the course. And I'm not just saying that, like it really did. You have those moments all throughout the 12 weeks, and come the capstone, you've had all those clicking moments, but at the same time you still haven't really had one big clicking moment where it all just comes together. And that capstone definitely is that moment, where you have to think back to all these different technologies that you've learned and implement them all yourself into a brand new project and really try to create something new. And in the process of creating something new, for me, it definitely made me feel empowered. This world is data-driven, so I now feel like I can do anything in the tech world. I definitely saw others in my class that weren't quite as experienced, and they definitely were able to learn it just as well as I was. And they did a really good job of teaching that. And they start you off with a lot of the basic web technologies, HTML, CSS. They quickly move us on to newer stuff like SCSS, so we can write more logic-based styling and stuff. And once we have that design foundation, They actually take us into the back end, and we start working with data and learning Python. And we work with some SQL. Then we work with APIs. We start building out APIs, and we learn to query those and build different tools. Then they transition us to the JavaScript phase, where we learn, coming from the Python understanding of how code works, we then move on to JavaScript, and it transitions really smoothly. And once we kind of understand a lot of those basics and kind of the differences and the nuances and how where JavaScript functions, where it doesn't, how to implement it, then we start learning React. And React.js is really cool. The front-end development and the way they teach it here is really cool, and it's really like empowering. Like, you feel like you can build these things that anyone can use, and React is what brought that all together, allowed that. Once you have that front-end experience, then we kind of toggle back and forth. We would build out backends, we would build databases and connect it all to our front end, and all kinds of really cool stuff. But I would definitely recommend their full stack course. You just get this well-rounded knowledge of all the different technologies, and even if there's a lot of different alternative technologies out there, you understand coming out of this how they work, you understand how APIs work, how the communication between the different parts you build works. So yeah, if you want to build full web services, if you want to build, I mean, even with React Native, you can come out of here and in an afternoon you can learn React Native and build mobile apps, and that's really cool. From the very beginning, I came in and they had a really helpful representative. They helped me understand what was going on. They were really open, like I said. And coming into the course, the instructors were awesome. They really do care about the students and like helping them understand. I remember there was times where it's question repeated over and over again, but they're always willing to make sure you understand that. And even days later or weeks, they're willing to go back and fill in your gaps, make sure that you really do have that well-rounded knowledge. They choose instructors that, it's kind of weird to say, but they think really well. When an issue comes up, they can really think about a solution or provide you with a way to think about a solution, or to fix whatever it is, or to do whatever it is. They really know their stuff. And they're really good about making you feel confident that you are starting to know your stuff as well. The placement teams and the marketing, I guess, they're really helpful too. They come talk to you all the time. They want to be friendly and be open and help you find a place in the world after this.